Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Abdul Basit, and today I have brought a very interesting and important topic of criticism, literary criticism, and this is such a topic as without which literary criticism would be incomplete. And today's topic is Aristotle's concept of tragedy. Alright, so this is what we are going to discuss today. Aristotle's concept of tragedy. The very word tragedy brings to mind Aristotle and the Poetics. That is the most famous work that has ever been written regarding literary criticism. Alright, so in Poetics, Aristotle's major concern is tragedy. Since tragedy is the most ancient form of literature, Aristotle mainly deals with tragedy in Poetics. And the other thing that he discusses in his Poetics is epic, but mainly he is concerned about tragedy. So in this video you will learn the basic concept of tragedy, Aristotle's concept of tragedy, and I hope that you would be able to learn something at the end of the video. So please watch the video till the end. So let's start our topic with the definition of tragedy. Well, Aristotle's definition of tragedy encompasses the whole concept of tragedy. In fact, there are so many other aspects regarding tragedy, like plot has been discussed as a different topic, catharsis has been discussed as a different topic, and there are quantitative and formative elements of tragedy, and then there is the concept of hero, tragic hero. These are some different aspects of tragedy, but in this video we will talk about the definition of tragedy that itself encompasses so many aspects of tragedy. So Aristotle defines tragedy as a tragedy is the imitation of an action that is serious, and also as having magnitude, complete in itself in language, with pleasurable accessories, each kind brought in separately in the parts of the work, in a dramatic, not in a narrative form, with incidents arousing pity and fear, wherewith to accomplish its catharsis of such emotions. So this is the definition given by Aristotle, definition of tragedy. Well, if we look at this definition can be divided into two parts. It falls into two parts actually. The first part tells us about the nature of tragedy. It tells us about its object, manner, and the medium of imitation. The second part refers to the function of tragedy. Okay, what is the function of tragedy? This thing is dealt with in the second part. So let's talk about the very first thing. Tragedy is an imitation of an action. Well, if we talk about imitation, imitation means copy, mimicry, or parody. Well, there is a theory of imitation of Aristotle, and Plato has his own theory of imitation, but there is a controversy regarding this. Plato's theory of imitation differs from Aristotle's theory of imitation. Well, this is a different topic, this is a separate topic to discuss, but here we'll merely deal with the meanings of the word imitation. So imitation means copy, mimicry, or parody. So Tragedy is an imitation of an action that is serious. All right. Well, the word action has not been defined by Aristotle. Action shows the progress of one person from one place to another. So Aristotle means from action that action must be complete in itself and it should be serious. Well, the word serious again has been misinterpreted by different critics, different people. Some of some of the critics believe that the word serious means weighty or important, but it's not the case. Okay, but here the word serious means something different. But we will talk about the word action here. So action implies uh, the well knitting of the story. It implies the well knitting of the plot. Okay, action actually is the plot that must have a proper beginning, a proper middle, and a proper end. So these three things must be interrelated with one another. So there must be proper and logical knitting of these events, and there must be sequence, a proper sequence in the knitting of these events. So action implies plot. Action itself is plot. Okay. The next thing is magnitude. The word magnitude again has wrongly been interpreted. Many people again believe that magnitude means important, or magnitude means dignified. Well, these are two different interpretations of people regarding magnitude, but magnitude is the size of the tragedy. Okay, according to Aristotle, a tragedy must have an appropriate size, an appropriate length. Its length must not be as long as it could have created the confusion in the mind of the spectators, in the mind of the audience, or it should not be as short as the story or the subject matter is not accomplished. It should not be as long as it cannot be interpreted completely without confusion, and it should not be as short as some important parts go missing. Okay, so there must be an appropriate length, appropriate size of a tragedy that encompasses all the aspects that are very, very important for the audience to interpret or comprehend. Next thing is embellishment. Well, Aristotle says that complete in itself in language with pliable accessories. That the language of tragedy should be or must be embellished. Okay, well, Aristotle speaks in the favor of verse. Well, he is of the view that dialogues must be uttered in the form of verse, and the choral songs must be written in verse. Well, choral songs are, in themselves in verse form. So Aristotle speaks in the favor of verse, and regarding verse, within verse, he speaks in the favor of different literary techniques like metaphors and similes, but particularly Aristotle likes or speaks in the favor of metaphor. Okay, and he is of the view that all these literary techniques, all these pliable accessories must be brought in separately. Okay, well, there should not be any confusion regarding these pliable accessories or literary techniques. So next, Aristotle is of the view that a tragedy must be in a dramatic form, not in a narrative form. Well, here Aristotle differentiates between tragedy and epic. Okay, tragedy is in dramatic form. It is in the form of drama, but epic is in the form of narration. Okay, that is in a narrative form. Epic is in a narrative form, and tragedy is in a dramatic form, that is performed through action. So this is the first part of this definition that tells us the nature, object, manner, and medium of imitation. The second part of the definition of tragedy given by Aristotle refers to the function of tragedy. So what is the function of tragedy? The function of tragedy is to arouse the feelings of fear and pity in the audience, and afterwards to bring about the catharsis of these emotions. So the first function of tragedy is to arouse the feelings of fear and pity. Okay, and the next thing is to bring about the catharsis of such emotions. Well, unfortunately, the word catharsis has only once been used by Aristotle in his Poetics. He did not define the term by himself. He did not explain the term. He has used this word only once in Poetics. There are so many interpretations of the word catharsis given by different critics, different thinkers, but that is another topic for another video. Okay, catharsis, it's a very debatable topic actually, because different interpretations of this word have been given by different critics and thinkers. All right, so here we'll only talk about the meaning of this word catharsis. Catharsis, you can say that catharsis means purgation. Okay, catharsis means the normalization of these emotions. Well, according to Aristotle, a tragedy must arouse the feelings of fear and pity in the audience, and afterwards it should purge them from these emotions, or it should bring their emotions to balance. Okay, it should balance their emotions afterwards, uh, and it should normalize their emotions at the end. So this was all about today's video, today's lecture. I hope that you have got the complete understanding of this concept of tragedy, this definition of tragedy given by Aristotle. Well, this topic was suggested to me by one of my students, and I tried to make an informative video on that. I hope that this video is very informative for you. You have learned from this video, from this lecture, and if you have any other suggestions for me, please tell me about that in the comments below. And if you like the content, if you like the video, please hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.